This video, I'm going to show you how to create a t-shirt design using GraphicsFlow. So the first step would be to log into your GraphicsFlow account, and you would select design ideas, and I'm going to search for a design. So I'm going to go over here to filter results. I'm just going to type in hockey and hit enter. And then I'm just going to scroll down and select a design. Now, if I'm using Adobe Illustrator or CorelDRAW, I could just go to the little ellipse button here and select download CDR or download AI and download the native file for CorelDRAW or Illustrator, and I can manually edit the files. All the text is live. You'd want to make sure all your fonts are installed from GraphicsFlow first, but you can edit the files manually. Now, if I'm using a GraphicsFlow Elite account, what I can do is I can go over here and just click on the graphic, and I'll have this little button that says Customize. And when I click on the Customize button, this is going to initiate the editing process of this design. The creation of a design can also be initiated from the GraphicsFlow Art Portal. So anyone with a GraphicsFlow Elite plan will have access to an art portal. This can operate as a standalone web page, or it can be embedded into your website. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to select Style. I'm going to check the option for patches to view all patch designs. And I can drill this down even further just by typing in hockey. So now I'm only going to see patches that relate to hockey. And if I want to see all hockey designs, I can just click on the X on patches, and now I'm looking at all hockey designs. The end user would select the design. They'd put their notes in on what they want customized. They'd add this to a cart, and then they'd click on submit to submit the design request. An email is generated letting me know that there's a new design request, and there's also an email that's generated to the end user letting them know someone will get back to them. I can click on the link in the email to access the design request, and the design request will also be populated in my GraphicsFlow account. I can assign that to an artist or a salesperson depending on the follow-up. I can also go in and read all the notes or put additional notes in, and if I want to initiate the editing of this design, I'm just going to click on the little link right here, and again, I'm going to click on Customize to begin the editing process. Each design was originally created in Adobe Illustrator. There's an identical version of the file in the CorelDRAW format as well. And when we're editing on these designs, we're editing the original vector art that was created in Illustrator. And this is important because we have access to all of the design attributes of Adobe Illustrator. So if you go over to the upper right corner, you're going to see all of the text attributes in the design. And then below that, you'll see any kind of clip art attributes. And if I want to make changes, all I need to do is highlight the text and make the changes. So in this particular case where it says property of, I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to hide it. Where it says blizzards, I'm going to change that to bulldogs. Hit enter. I'm going to add 23 right here. And we're going to leave hockey alone. Now, in this case, I actually like the property of here. So we're going to add that back. And then I'm going to go ahead and type in central. So you can make changes on the fly. So if you mute something, it's easy enough to add that back. And I can also make this larger. So we're going to go over here and I'm going to click on the little edit button. And I'm going to make this quite a bit larger. I'm going to hit 50% to double the size. That looks a lot better. I'm going to go ahead and change the color here as well. So where it says color, I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to color that back to the gold color. I'm going to click on apply. And I'm going to go back to view layers to continue my editing. I always have the option of advanced editing on any line of text. So if I click on the edit button here again, I can go over here and change the color. I can change the font. So if I wanted to try a different font, I can search for a new font. I can use any of the fonts that are built into GraphicsFlow. If I apply a new font, I don't like the font, I can just use the undo button here. And in this case, I think I'd like to make the word hockey slightly smaller. So I'm going to move that value down to 100 and I'm going to hit enter. I'm now going to select view all layers to go back and begin the editing process on the clip art. I can hide a clip art layer in the design just by clicking on the hide layer button, and it's just hidden. If I want to get it back, I can just click on that again. And then I can also swap out any of the clip art. So to swap the clip art, I'm just going to click on the edit button here, and I'm going to select replace. I'm going to do a keyword search for bulldog, hit enter. I'm going to double click to select the new clip art, apply. So to move it down, I'm just going to use the little minus button here. If I want to consolidate the colors in the clip art with the colors in the design, the colors for the clip art are listed right here. I can just click on that color. I'm going to make that particular black, this teal color, and hit apply. And then when I'm done editing the clip art, I'm just going to go back here to view all layers. The next part of the process would be reassigning the colors based on the customer's notes. So I'm going to select the teal color. I'm now going to go in and select navy blue. I'm going to select apply. And then I'm going to select the gold color here, and we're going to do more of a Vegas gold. I'm going to apply that. And then looking at the design, it has white where the mascot is. I can actually reduce this down to a 2-color design just by clicking on the white. So I'm going to reassign that to the Vegas gold again. So now we have a 2-color design. Once I'm done editing, I'm going to save the design in my GraphicsFlow account. So I'm going to go to My Art, and I'm going to select the Bulldogs folder, and I'm going to select Save the Design. After saving the design, you can download the production file. So you have 3 formats to choose from. PNG is a bitmap file with a transparent background. You'd use this for creating a virtual sample. Maybe you're going to populate an e-commerce store or post to social media. You have a PDF file that you can edit in Adobe Illustrator or any other popular vector graphics program such as Inkscape or Affinity Designer. And then you also have a native CDR file that you can edit in CorelDRAW. You can also add the artwork to an art approval. This will create a web page that you can utilize to share the artwork with the client. You can create a new art approval, or in this case, I'm going to add this design to an existing art approval. I'm just going to select it, and I'm going to click on Add Files. You can access the art approval in your main GraphicsFlow account. Just click on Art Approvals, select the approval. In this case, I already had a variation with a virtual sample in the design. I can reorder the graphics in the art approval, so I can go over here and move something up or down. I'm going to move that down. I have this design at the top. I'm going to drop a background in here. I'm just going to click on it. I'm going to choose a background color. This particular design has a weathered overlay on it. So if I'm doing advanced editing in CorelDRAW or Illustrator, this is just a bitmap that's sitting over the top of the design, and you can either mask it off or delete it. To get the design in front of your client for feedback or for final approval, you can click on the Share button, invite collaborators, enter their email in here, or you can also create a shareable link and you can govern their interaction with this web page. You can have them view only, view and comment, or view, comment, and approve. So by copying the link here, you can embed this into a text message or into your own email. To create a variation of your customized design, go to My Art in GraphicsFlow, click on your folder. You can select the design. Go to the ellipse button here and select Customize. You can make changes to the design, and then when you're done, you'll be prompted either to save those changes on top of the original design or save a copy of the design with all the changes. With GraphicsFlow and the Stock Art Customizer, anyone, regardless of experience, can create professional graphics that drive sales. There's no requirement for a pro graphics package like Adobe Illustrator or CorelDRAW. And best of all, the completed graphics are all production-ready vector files ready to print. For more information on GraphicsFlow, visit GraphicsFlow.com.